damage output, as you said, Josh. He's the person who's supposed to be getting stuff done. Florida have heavily pushed back the Paris Eternal. Paris just trying to get out of there, using the shields, using the accretion, using the coalescence just to try and punish now the Florida Mayhem for playing too aggressively into them. But the Blizzard, the Holt, everything is perfect right now for the Florida Mayhem. The coordination is fantastic. And BQB with difficult when reality can fire. Now, Ambin is locked up in the upper section of the map, but the rest of the team is there to back him up now as soon picks off a player or two. Nico follows up with the own barrage, taking out Yaki. The damage dealers pretty much down and out. BQB makes a switch over to the Ash. Yaki over to the Tracer.
Position that Paris are currently running, but it's going to be difficult for Soon to do too much through this tiny little choke point.
Yeah, it's a hard point to try and push through now. The Holt comes out, Coalescence as well. They're going to try and combo as much of it as humanly possible here, and that dynamite damage comes out, but Soon answers back. The Dragon Strike is massive. Oh my goodness. Follow-up kills on top of the damage boost. That's going to be 4 for him.
Angle to get a Dragon Strike onto both tanks of the Florida Mayhem. Now Florida make the switch back over to the May Reaper, and they're just trying for some huge aggression. Oh my word! The whole rock into the canal.
Hey, that was
good night, no smite FD God.
That was ridiculous. Holt into the accretion, all combo together. It was Gargoyle that got the kills at the end, but that was a team effort there.
Yeah.
They just got sent flying.
That was so good.
Beautiful play. We'll see how Paris decides to answer back, but look at the aggression by Florida. Supercharger comes down the wall to block them all out. The Gravitic Flux sends them straight up into the air. Gargoyle is farming. The damage numbers are all his.
Charging up those tank ultimates again. It's part of what makes May so powerful is that her ult is phenomenal, but that pick is crucial.
That's exactly what they needed.
Yaki.
Yaki going down, misses the Blizzard. Chris is going to try and clutch it up though with some nice little boots there. Nosemite and Chris as well. Definitely put for. Done a couple of them in his history and his careers. But now Florida, they've got the Supercharger to work with. They lay it down using the Ice Wall for a bit of defensive cover. That follows it up with their own Death Blossom as well. BQB happily going to be claiming 2. Writing them off his Death Note, make it 3. Make it 4. Can we count even higher? Probably not. But
counting with Brent. Yeah. Counting with Brent.
A completely different side of Florida Mayhem that none of us were expecting, but I'm pleasantly surprised by it because they are playing and forcing Paris to play up the door there for the tempo. He could be using his own tactical visor. You can see, oh my goodness!
Word.
Okay, it's pretty huge. Follows it up by Nico. Nico gets caught out of position though. And that wasn't anyone's ice wall, that was actually their own that actually forced his position and out of the way. Florida have a pick, but Nosemite is going to be answering with one of his own. Gargoyle going down. We'll see if they can do any more damage. You can see pretty much an even fight, but no speed boost available for the Paris Eternal. They only work with their raw movement speed, but FD God, he's back in the fight. Remember, he's a zippy, zoomy little demon. He's ready to get back into the fight very quickly with the speed boost.
Okay, well,
nice little hold comes in. Great boop as well. Play. Knocked a few of them onto the low ground. The Coalescence is able to get a lot of work done, and the Florida Mayhem are walking forwards with it. Paris have to play aggressively. They have to get some picks of their own, otherwise it's all going to be for naught. But Yaki is there to beat down FD God. He falls to pieces. And the mighty fist of May and Yaki. I mean, fight to win here. Potential clutch here, maybe from Soon, as he has found 1 kill, but he is going to be falling as well. As soon as they take out Nico off to the side, this might be over.
This has been such a long, scrappy affair. Yeah, the fact that BQB died has made it so much more difficult for them to actually be able to find picks. And Hanbin coming back on the ball is going to stagger it out a little bit, but I think Florida are starting to get people back together here. This should have always been their fight to win.
First point. Florida know exactly what to do. Look at the aggression they're putting out here. Yep. They play straight into Paris. They don't let them, or don't give them the opportunity to set up. That could have cost them. Chris goes down, and they do get a resurrect onto Nosemite, which means they're at a player disadvantage now.
That's a big mistake.
Oh my goodness, Nico, he's got the wrap around to 2020. Look at him go! The damage boosted rockets are brutal to beat down. His own little fist is going to be doing the work here with the damage boost on top. It doesn't matter if the rockets don't really secure the kills because the Paris have unlocked this first
battle is going to be monumental.
Here we have it. Gravitic Flux from Ambin tries to set it up, but the tempo has been set. Florida Mayhem just unleash a whole chest load of ultimates. Gangnam Jin, look at that, baby. 4 kills for you. Don't tell me this. BQB, he had free reign, as you mentioned, Josh, because Soon was backing off with a health pack. They have an opening to work with here. Fate though goes down. Blizzard going to be used. Nico on top has to use the barrage, and he finds so many kills. 4 for him. Nico God Hand goes for the concussion blast, sets himself forward. The barrage comes out. He gets brought down. No, BQB was there. He peppered him down from the sky. He was a walking target. Not quite walking, but maybe flying in the air. And that might have just sealed the deal. Florida are dominant. They are inevitable. And it seems like they are going to almost clinch this series. There you have it. 3-0. The Pirates Eternal going to be bowing out. What a series by the Florida Mayhem. Can anyone follow up on this? They're not running a mobile composition. Shuffle's going to try and set himself up in position. Logic's putting in a bit of damage. The hold comes out with the Minds of Fusions to try and separate them if they can. Now we see the Death Blossom on top of that. Boston are falling very, very low. Nevix is the one to find 2 kills though in the end. It looks like the Toronto Defiant are coming out on top. A lot of damage being pumped into the Boston Uprising. They can't really hold on for much longer off the back of this one when the picks start coming in. Or can they? Stranger things have happened. And honestly, this could be one of the wackiest games of Overwatch we have seen in quite some time. Defiant though, they look in control. But trying to hold on, trying to recap this point is proving to be more difficult than anticipated. Still a couple of stragglers in the back line. They finally clean them up. Or do they, Josh? I mean,
they're still staggering up to the point.
Not able to clean up these players.
Yeah, it's taking them so long. Boston Uprising. Toronto want to be backing off.
Logics with the Death Blossom straight into the back line. A lot of the damage is going to be eaten up there by Brucean, but Brucean hacked up, can't really do much. And look at the aggression. The Defiant just inting into them. The speed boost is ready and waiting. And they're going to utilize it to the fullest of potentials as Color Hex will fall once more. And yeah.
So as soon as that cooldown is down, Toronto are going to look to engage hard.
Pushing them back now. As you can see, the wall goes down, but Boston are the ones who are taking the initiative. They're just running into them. They're getting the freezes off, but Jerry has the damage. 2 kills for him. Maybe hunting for a 1 more. Indeed, he gets it. Beast falls, and Boston this time around have unlocked the point in a rather rapid fashion.
Nevix's Gravitic Flux, but we're looking for a big play here from someone on Toronto.
Coalescence, Jerry, Death Blossom, it's unleashed and it's massive! 2 kills for him. Wonderful stuff. The Toronto Defiant are going to try and answer back, but they are absolutely crushed. They cannot hold a defensive position onto this point. Their tanks have fallen. Their will has been put to quite a degree. And now we see great little power drive sets Calyx up to meet the Maker, as Jerry is the one who finds the kill. The rocket's being sent in by Color Hex here, and this is exactly what this comp is looking to achieve. Now Toronto are trying to take control, positioning here, defensive setups. The fusion with these power drivers is perfect because it just sends everyone on Toronto up in the air, and the rest of the team can find the picks. Jerry putting on a masterclass once more. Let's take a look at his POV right now. It might just look like Mayhem, but I can assure you, we aren't looking at Florida. This is the one.
Really close as well, even though he's 25% off. So we might see some mind games around here with Shurfo and the Lucio.
Yeah, Shurfo has the EMP, but there we go. He chooses to unleash it onto a lot of the members. And that sets up Logics for the big one. Nice little 4 kills for him. Lay it on top.
But Toronto knows it's coming in. I expect boobs, halts to try and stop Color Hex getting max value out of Blizzard. Fortify, and they escape. Everybody apart from Nevix.
Nevix, yeah, he did end up using his bomb, which pushed Fusions out of position, so Toronto able to get a kill! Jerry! Jerry! Oh my goodness! Okay, alright. Time he uses it onto Beast. Beast uses the Fortify, he completely negates it just by pressing shift. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Supercharger, it's out in no man's land. It's going to mean Toronto forced to use that sound barrier. Nobody's really bringing it down, but Nevix sends in the self-destruct, and oh my goodness, it puts in work. Boston just hanging onto a thread, but a thread is not enough to hold you. Dangling over a cliff. Toronto Defiant.
If he surely about to come out.
Calyx though perfectly hidden, comes back out with the sound barrier, and that's going to negate a lot of what the EMP was supposed to do. Color Hex tries to even it out, and indeed he does just that. Barrage, plenty of damage done. And he followed up with the help of his team. 3 kills for him. They look to make him 4, and that's exactly what it does. And once again, we are learning to count with Brennan Hook.
Jerry down. They've got ults to engage with though.
Charging once more. Boston wants to go. Sound barrier can be used. Jerry leading the charge, but gets taken down almost immediately. And it looks like this is all Toronto. even with Bruce and using the Gravitic Flux, it's not quite enough. And as the seconds start to tick down, Toronto, I think you're going to be quite pleased that they managed to stop that before it was a full capture.
Ready? Yeah.
They are rotating onto the point. Soundbar are going to be used, waiting for Boston to use their own. The Boston are just kiting, landing effectively. Now they're going to be coming out with their own ultimates. Halo still holding onto his ultimate, might I remind you. Bolt comes
Showfall's
out.
been caught though.
Yep, and Showfall won't really end up using it, but I don't think he needs to use it. But now might be a good time, but too little,
this
too
is
late.
so good. That was beautiful play by Halo. I want to point this out. He had...
Boston, hold on.
Yes, they have certainly ultimates that they can work with. Color Hex is going to be close, but they need to dodge this Coalescence, and they're giving up tips. Oh my goodness, the point.
Almost left up the point completely. 88%, they camped it up. Ball comes out from Boston. Now the Molten Core laid down onto the floor. Coalescence on top from Beyond Ball. Goes for it, but Logic's in the back line! Along with Nevix, concatenated on top. It's too much damage. Soundbar being used, we see the Blizzard being used. Only one opportunity now for Boston to try and make something work with it, but they're all falling, they're dropping down. The overtime is burning Bruce and D-Mect, and I think this might be it. Color Hex falling was the nail in the coffin. Despite the fact that Logic's tried to gift them a bit more overtime, it's not going to be enough, and the Toronto Defiant are going to be the winners of this series.
And their decision-making with these Lucio speed boosts is sublime, and Moth's looking for a little bit of a boop here.
Hiding patiently.
These people.
They don't know he's there yet, but here we
The
go.
halt,
Oh, the halt
boop.
into the boop! It's beautiful! Moth, you absolute legend! Wow! This one's being traded here. The point flipped back into the favor of the San Francisco Shock. Nice hack though onto Rascal. He has his Blizzard, can't use it. Now opts to just unload it. Nice hold into it. Decay gets 2, and Decay gets 3. Cleaning up right when it was necessary, despite the fact that the rest of their team keeping them nice and healthy. Striker has the Death Blossom. He TPs. He's looking for an opportunity to use it. Decay in the backline is going to trigger that overtime. Using the Death Blossom, it gets 8 up now, and Rascal is able to get the pick. Close is going to try and shift this point over into their favor, but Dallas Fuel have lost the duel in the front line. And the San Francisco Shock now, they've got so many picks, they can just split up and take the attack on both approaches, both fronts of the back.
Right back to their previous championship form, the San Francisco Shock.
Dallas are right there next to him, playing up to the potential. Doha gets yoinked back though, he's so low, he's caught out of no man's land. But it seems that Smurf is the one to fall instead. Incredible peel from the Dallas Fuel squad, the seismic slam to regroup, to recontest. The Dallas Fuel are doing it. They get the pickoffs they need. They find them one by one by one. The San Francisco Shock will fall, and the Dallas Fuel are going to take this.
Striker on the Tracer. We haven't seen too much of his POV yet, but we know how deadly this guy can be.
He's just spotting actually. He's just trying to potentially hunt for any flanks. Nice little hold, pulls him away from the high ground now. Along with the bomb into the back line, Choi Hyobin. He gets value with it. Striker lays down the pulse bomb, but the Ice Wall actually blocked it from his own teammate. Rascal not letting him get the damage done, but the beat down is more than enough. It's a brutal bit of damage, brutal work when it's up close and personal like that.
Advertise high ground control, positioning, a good May wall here. Play a little bit more slowly.
Gravitic Flux into them. Instant sound barrier going to be used by Moth to keep them alive. A necessary evil at the end of the day. The Coalescence from the Dallas Fuel is not really finding any kills, but look at that! Decay layers down the Death Blossom alongside the Supercharge, trying to defend him. Doesn't go down. Big fire nade onto the tank line of Shock, but it fades. And now they're going for the big wraparound here. The Coalescence into it. The aggression playing straight into them. Hole comes in though! Doha! Oh my goodness! 4 kills! Playing at a high level. As I said, as we promised for the longest time. Now the Dragon Strike, the hold comes through. Choi Hyobin caught, and that's the damage. It's through, baby. Look at the nano boost, look at the damage boost. There's too much. They can't deal with it. 4 kills for Doha. Make it 5. Give him the 6. Do it. Dallas are crumbling. They have to use cooldowns to just even get out of the fight. Choi Hyobin over the rafters. The Gravitic Flux takes out Gamsu. The Fortify wasn't enough to save him. They wiggled their way around to the back line, but Moth is there to defend. Doha with a Meteor Strike, forced to half HP. Closer using the sound barrier, but it's the only player it connects onto is himself. And Doha, one man against the world, is not enough for now. The San Francisco Shock, moments away from taking this map away from the Dallas Fuel. That goes down. It's going to be the 1-for-1 trade. But Dallas looks like they're in a good position to try and take this one now. Rascal using the May wall defensively. He's eating a lot of damage though, and Closer manages to get the resurrect and goes for the kill onto Choi. pumping in damage. The pistol does the work. And Doha with that.
Crimso's made the swap over to the Moira, so slightly more healing for Dallas.
Blocks. Striker answers back straight into the back line. Death Blossom into the left clicks. It's all you need. Supercharger's not going to be going down anytime soon. Gamsu keeps it alive, but now the Shock are unloading ultimates. The Blizzard from the side of Doha doesn't really get any value. The Shock are the ones who come out on top, utilizing Moff's sound barrier to really just get ahead when it comes to just the effect of that damage boost. Did a lot of work, but it's actually an even fight. Dallas can still win this. They're halted together though, and the Viridian Flux will connect, but stunned out of it. Huge accretion. Wonderful stuff from Note there. Negated that ultimate completely by himself.
And now all starting to go in favor of Dallas, so we could see an overtime push here. They need to get in position, maneuver their tank line forwards, but then they've got a Flux. Oh, Gamsu dies!
Gamsu dying is not fantastic, not great at all. The coalescence from Shocker will keep them alive. Blizzard comes into the backline here. Smurf waddles forward because he has to fortify. He can afford to pressure them. Dallas are a little bit split here. Decay has to come out clutch. Soundbarrier going to be used now just to keep Shock alive in this fight. Dallas are the ones who are currently falling. Nice Moira Orb is going to be keeping Note alive here.
He eats the
desperately keeping him up, and he eats the Blizzard! Rascal, the game-changing ultimate negated completely by Note. Note has had the most stellar last minute I have seen in quite some time on Sigma. What a carry performance from him. And now they're running this one all the way to the finish line. The Supercharger comes out from Gamsu. They have the damage. Dallas will not go unrewarded. The punch comes out from... See this Shock are going to be going aggressive into them. TP into the back by Striker. Looking for any opportunity they can to take them out, but Dallas are the ones who come out on top. That was a nice ice wall from Doha, but he falls low, forced to use the ice block. They're playing a little bit split here, but it still seems like Dallas are the ones coming out on top of the team fight. Now they're playing even more aggressively into them. See if they can take out backline. Supercharger, nice little Death Blossom by Striker, but it gets cancelled, and Decay comes in with one of his own. Closest the one who steals the show, though. The kill feed will light up with his. Whips it! I don't believe it! He corner onto the corner! Oh my goodness! That could be critical! And now they're trying in the final moments to make it work, but it's all Dallas for Dallas Fuel, burning strong, burning brightly. They're finding the pickoffs necessary. And with only 10 seconds, a lot of this damage. Look at that. Deleting Choi Hyobin. The accretion makes short work of him there. See the beam as well is doing enough. It brings down, but Moff gets 2 environmental kills. Are you kidding me? He clutches it up just when the San Francisco Shock were looking like there was a defeat. Moff comes out of nowhere from on. It's got orb. It's enough damage to take out a couple of these members here, and they're able to collapse onto the necessary targets here now. Okay, with a couple of nice little shots here, takes the 1v1 against Moff. Does not lose those. Unlike me. Again, he's working his magic in the back line. He's trying to get a pick off at least once or twice, but Rascal make the switch over to Torbjorn just to try to beat it. Now we see the Death Blossom come through a Striker. And despite the fact that the Shock are still alive in this fight now, Rascal with a Blizzard as well. Yoinking Decay back. He cannot use his Rave form. He didn't have it on cooldown, so he will be falling now. The Dallas Fuel probably looking to just get as much capture point as percentage as they can. Doha falling, the wall comes out to just try and lock them out. Dallas right now, they know they're not going to win this team fight. Their only goal is to just crank up. Supercharger does go down though, and now it's going to force out a sound barrier. It only connects onto a few. Decay ends up going down. The Viridian Flux, it's free. They already used the sound barrier to try and engage into this one, but they recap the point, Josh. That's the important fact right now. Dallas ended up re-flipping it into their favor, so what should have...
to be able to work with, and that's a great May wall to split everybody else up. Striker with the Death Blossom.
Has the Death Blossom, unleashes it, lets it go, connects it onto one, and he's going to find it on another as well, just with the Hellfire shotguns. Great plays from the Shock, well executed. They have to get some value out of it. The accretion gets blocked, Note is safe. He sends it up and only catches onto one. They collapse onto Gamsu, they take him out. No one is able to touch. Someone's got to get there. They do in the final moments. Closer gets to it, but I think it is too little too late, Josh. 99%. The San Francisco Shock are rolling over them. They found the opportunities, they found the pickoffs, and the Dallas Fuel, they came oh so close. But in the final moments, it was not enough, and the San Francisco Shock...